What is going up, everybody? How are y'all doing today? It's October 6th, 2020. And as you can see here, I have a cool abstract sketch that I decided to just go ahead and create for when I was working on some video editing on how I'm gonna properly just get the camera set up. And I've noticed, as you might see, the camera shakes, and that is something I'm trying to fix. And as of right now, I think it's still shaking. Yes, the camera is still shaking. I'm gonna try my best to be very vigilant and very sensitive, I guess you could say, with my drawing, so I don't shake the table as much. Unfortunately, the only way I could really have my phone or camera being this POV above frame is by having it connected to my computer or my drawing table. And it is a challenge to not shake this table, so bear with me. As in, I believe the next video that I have, I'll go ahead and add on, you'll notice the difference for sure. But as of right now, I haven't really sketched all day, so I'm going to use this time to go ahead and try to be very meditative about it. Not, don't overwork something and just kind of draw whatever comes to mind. As you see right here, I'm doing some kind of face using the proper proportions, and then as well as doing so kind of exaggerating the features of the face. So one would consider this to be called caricaturizing. Adding features to a face that aren't realistic, or they look realistic but they cannot be in this dimensional, in this realm, in this reality. Which is why people like to consider it's very exaggerative, it's very expressional, pulling out the features of people that sometimes people like and sometimes people don't, apparently. But that's what comical characteristics do, personal point of view of one's aesthetics and features. Oh no, I don't know if you could hear, but apparently my dog outside is not cooperating. So, Chihuahuas can be. He's like a Pomeranian Chihuahua, so he's got some what you would call some spunk into him. Kind of looks like a baby face, man. I don't even know what this is. Maybe once I start adding more hair, this won't look as bizarre. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. My name is Ray. I am the artist here, Shreddinkk. I'm making a platform where I could just go about sharing my artwork and having a good conversation, I would say, when it comes to videos, live streams, and as well as in the future coaching and workshops for people to experience and challenge themselves with, for the creative spirit's sake. Usually when I go about doing hair, it's not really planned out. Like right now, I had no idea this person would have a man bun, if it even looks like one now. Yeah, it looks like a man bun. I'll take that. For those that have watched since the beginning, you might notice how I started off with this in the first place. And it all started with just a circle, just like this. And I'm sorry if the camera's still shaking. Yeah, there's no real way I could change that. The next videos, for sure, I will have those updated, because I feel terrible that I don't want people to get dizzy while I'm drawing. So for those that aren't, and you're bearing with me, I appreciate you, truly do. I just gotta find a way to mount this. I probably have to put something on the wall, anchor it down on instead, because I already have a tripod that I'm using for another camera, and it's just a challenge. And so right now, as you see what I'm doing, I'm kind of multitasking, talking and drawing at the same time. And what this allows me to do kind of is get into my intuitive flow, not worrying so much about my mistakes, let alone not caring at all about the mistakes, and just reworking out the vision, or at least the sketch. And usually when I do a face, freestyling like this, I don't plan it out. Whatever feels right, and whatever just comes with natural appearance to it, that's where I'll go with. Usually when I first started doing faces, a lot of them looked very masculine, or at least very grotesque. And as I began to really study the human anatomy form, a lot of it became a lot more conserved, clean, and at one point I was able to draw the feminine, which is very challenging to me still today. And you know what? I think I'm going to challenge myself with it right now. So as you can see, I gotta put my senses up a little higher. Everything's more constrictive. More slimmer eyebrows. I usually like to give them pretty luscious eyelashes, just to help me distinct the difference between the two. And it looks too much like a baby face, so I'm gonna add a little more meat to the bottom here. And I haven't done faces, in at least a feminine face, in a while, so right now I'm challenging myself, seeing if I can create something that I can say is not a man, or you know what I mean. Has more feminine features. For me, I feel like what distinguishes it most is the eyelashes, the nose, the small ears, and like a more tapered face, as well as thinner eyebrows. It all depends on the type of individual, I guess, but for me to make this compared to this, this one's more aggressive, a little bit more gestural. I'm assuming if I got better at doing women feministic features, I would be just as fast. But for these, I know I have to take my time, because it's a lot more, as you would say, cosmetic, and a lot more details in the fine works. To be honest, I never do these type of hairstyles. I'm always intimidated by afro style hair, or wavy, curly hair. It's always a challenge. But for some reason, I just went with it for this one. Let's see if it works. Yeah, I think they call them bangs, right? Give her bangs. It's gonna droop. And I guess with hair, it's considered volume, so I think they want that. You gotta have a certain kind of volume, so if I added too much already, you probably won't like what I'm doing. But whatever. Caricature, right? And that's pretty good. I almost lost it. I almost lost some of the details. And I want to stick, let me think how I could do these eyes. The eyes are always really what create this piece. I think I'm gonna go with nice smoky eyes. I think that's what they call them. And it looks pretty cool. I dig it. It's pretty interesting. I dig it, but whatever. Better than, for sure, this. Two difference, for sure. I think her head is a little too big still. At least her forehead. I gotta, like, break it down a little bit more so it's not as blunt. But it just looks like there's a lot of space. Or I got an idea. There we go. A nice little curl. Decent. Yeah, what a difference. Oh no, and this video happens to be on its side. I just realized that. I hope I can fix that later on. Well, considering it's been 10 minutes, I might as well cut this video. But as you can see, I got some cool artworks going. You know, got a couple different face genres. is when it comes to the aesthetics of their features. Nothing's really planned out. It was more so just playing with just the sketch, just having a good doodle. But until then, I'll see you next time. Thank you for tuning in. Peace.